All right, so we've all got our routines, right? But have you ever stopped to think how much those daily habits, the things we do day in and day out, impact our happiness?
Yeah, it's like we're creatures of habit, and sometimes those habits are working for us, and sometimes, well, maybe not so much.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we're going to take a close look at the daily routines of Aaron and Evan, the hosts from the English Leap podcast.
Oh yeah, the episode you sent over. Their routines were fascinating.
Super interesting, right? And we're not just going to describe what they do, we're going to dig deeper. What's the why behind their choices?
Yeah,
And most importantly, what can you, our listeners, take away from their experiences to create a more fulfilling day for yourselves?
love that. Actionable insights.
Absolutely. We're going to break it down by morning, afternoon, evening, and night, kind of like a day in the life, uncovering those little things that make a big difference. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. The morning routine. Erin is up bright and early, 6 o'clock a.m., and the first thing she does is some gentle stretching right there in bed. What do you think about that?
I mean, I gotta say, I love that idea. It's like easing into the day instead of jolting yourself awake.
Right. No jarring alarm clocks, just gently waking up the body.
Much more peaceful, for sure.
And then, this is something I think a lot of us struggle with. She resists the urge to check her phone right away.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one. The phone is like a magnet in the morning.
Total magnet. But think about it. Starting your day bombarded with notifications, news, social media, it's like inviting stress into your morning before you even get out of bed.
Makes you feel kind of scattered before you even start the day,
Right,
right?
totally. So by giving herself that space, Erin is prioritizing a more mindful and present start. Now, Evan, he gets up a little later, around 6 with 10 a.m., also avoids the phone first thing, which is great. But his first actions are a little more, well, invigorating. Washing his face with cold water and brushing his teeth.
Ooh, that cold water splash. I can almost feel it.
Wakes you right up, doesn't it?
It's like an instant energy boost. And even just brushing your teeth, Aaron mentioned in the podcast, that simple act can have a surprisingly energizing effect.
It's funny how those little things can make a difference. Now, Evan has this really interesting hydration ritual, which I kind of want to try. He drinks a full glass of room temperature water with lemon. Have you heard of that?
I have, yeah. It's supposed to be really good for jumpstarting your metabolism and, of course, getting you hydrated.
Exactly. And the room temperature water is supposed to be gentler on your system first thing in the morning. So he's really thoughtful about how he's taking care of his body. And then he moves into a 10-minute mindfulness meditation, focusing on his breathing and setting positive intentions for the day. I mean, talk about starting the day on the right foot.
Right. It's like he's proactively shaping his mental state before the day even gets going.
Yeah. Taking that time for stillness and reflection, it can be so powerful. Then he follows that with 10 minutes of light yoga, stretching to release any stiffness and promote energy and optimism. So it's like a 1-2 punch. Mindfulness for the mind, yoga for the body.
Yeah. He's really taking care of himself holistically.
I love how intentional he is. Okay, and now this is where I think a lot of our listeners will relate. Evan's coffee ritual. He specifically mentions enjoying the aroma as a mood booster.
Oh, yeah, I'm with him on that one. Just the smell of coffee brewing can get me going in the morning.
Right. It's not just about the caffeine, it's that whole sensory experience. And that actually leads perfectly into breakfast.
Yeah, what are they fueling their bodies with after all that mindfulness and movement?
Well, Aaron sticks with a classic. Oatmeal with fruits, nuts, and honey. Healthy, quick, and delicious. Evan goes for either scrambled eggs or avocado toast with fruit. So both are getting a good balance of nutrients to start their day.
Yeah, it's interesting how they both prioritize a nutritious breakfast but with different preferences.
Yeah.
It shows that there's no one right way to do it.
Exactly. Find what works for you and makes you feel good. And here's another thing they both do. They incorporate music or podcasts while they eat.
Nice. Like turning a routine activity into something even more enjoyable.
Exactly. Little things like that can make a big difference in your mood. Now, Erin has this interesting shower habit that I'm not sure I'm brave enough to try. She finishes with 30 seconds of cold water.
Ooh, that's a bold move.
Yeah.
But I've heard it can really wake you up.
That's what she says. She admits it's tough, but swears by it. Evan, on the other hand, is more of a warm shower person. Again, personal preference, right?
Absolutely. It's about finding what works best for you.
Finally, before starting his workday, Evan takes a moment to review his plan and jot down any key tasks or goals in his planner.
Ah, the power of planning. It
Yeah.
can really help you feel more organized and in control.
Totally. So that's the morning routine. Now let's move into the afternoon, which, let's be honest, can be a bit of a struggle for many of us.
Yeah, that afternoon slump is real.
Mhm.
So what are their strategies for combating the post-lunch dip?
Well, Evan's all about that fresh air. He makes sure to take a short walk after lunch, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Makes sense. Get the blood flowing, clear your head. It's amazing what a little movement can do.
And he's mindful of what he eats for lunch, too. Salad with protein or a simple sandwich. Nothing too heavy that'll weigh him down.
Smart. Avoid that food coma so you can actually get stuff done.
He also uses the Pomodoro technique, which I've tried and actually found really helpful. It's basically working in focused bursts of 25 minutes, followed by a short 5-minute break.
I've heard of that. It's like tricking your brain into staying focused, right?
Kind of. It's more about respecting your natural attention spans and giving yourself those little breaks to reset.
Makes sense, so you don't burn out.
Exactly. Now, Erin also prioritizes breaks in the afternoon. She sets reminders on her phone to step away from her work and will do some deep breathing or enjoy a cup of tea.
Ooh, I like that. It's not just about the break. It's about how you use that break.
Mindful breaks. And just like Evan, she plans out her afternoon, writing down her top 3 priorities.
Keeping that focus. Right?
Exactly. No getting lost in the to-do list abyss. And both of them emphasize staying hydrated throughout the afternoon. It's so easy to forget to drink water when you're busy.
It really is. But dehydration can really zap your energy.
For sure. And if they need an extra boost, they might have a cup of tea or coffee around 3 p.m. But, not relying on those sugary energy drinks or anything like that.
Healthier choices for sustained energy. All right, so we've made it through the afternoon. What about the evening? How do they switch from work mode to relax mode?
Well, Erin starts by reviewing her day, making a note of anything she didn't finish so she can pick it up the next day.
Ah, so she's like closing the loop on her workday, creating a mental separation.
Exactly. And often she'll follow that with a short walk or some stretching. So again, physical activity to signal that transition. Dinner time for both Erin and Evan is a screen-free zone.
Now, that's something I need to work on. It's so easy to just mindlessly scroll while you eat.
It really is. But they're really intentional about being present during their meal. No distractions.
I can see how that would make the whole experience more enjoyable and relaxing.
And it's not just about what they're eating, it's also about the process. Erin mentioned enjoying trying out new recipes, even simple ones, and the act of tidying up the kitchen afterwards.
Creating that sense of order and calm in your space. I love that.
Me too. When it comes to relaxing, Erin's a fan of reading or watching a relaxing show. Evan might call a friend or listen to a lighthearted podcast. So again, different approaches, but the key is finding what helps you unwind.
It's about giving yourself permission to relax and de-stress after a long day.
Absolutely. All right, we're nearing the end of the day. Let's talk about their night routines.
The pre-sleep rituals, those are crucial for a good night's rest.
So true. And for Erin, that wind down starts around 9 p.m. She dims the lights and puts away most of her electronics. That blue light from screens can really mess with your sleep.
Oh, yeah, it disrupts melatonin production, which is the hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycle.
Exactly. So minimizing screen time in the evening is key. And Evan takes it even further. He turns off his laptop and actually keeps his phone in a different room.
Wow, that's commitment.
Right. No late night scrolling for him. Both of them also incorporate a warm shower into their routine, which can be so relaxing before bed.
Yeah, it helps to lower your body temperature, which can signal to your body that it's time to sleep.
Then Erin will either read a chapter of a book or spend a few minutes journaling, just processing her thoughts. And she always writes a gratitude list, focusing on the positive aspects of her day.
What a nice way to end the day on a positive note. And it can really help to shift your perspective.
She also sets her alarm and lays out everything she needs for the morning. No scrambling around last minute. Evan will sometimes jot down a to-do list for the next day if anything's on his mind.
It's all about setting yourself up for success.
Exactly. Less stress in the morning, more time to enjoy those peaceful morning routines. So by the time they actually get into bed, their minds and bodies are prepped for a restful night.
It's amazing how much thought and intention they put into their daily habits. And it clearly pays off in terms of their well-being.
And that's really what we wanted to highlight with this deep dive. It's not about copying their routines exactly. It's about understanding the principles behind their choices and finding what works for you.
Because even small changes can make a big difference in how you feel.
Absolutely. So, as you go about your day today, think about one small change you could make to your routine. What would make your morning a little more peaceful? What would help you avoid that afternoon slump? What would help you wind down more effectively in the evening? Experiment with it. See what happens. You might be surprised by the positive impact even one small adjustment can have. And that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.